Okay, so we have completed the perspective drawing and the cabinet or the oblique drawing, and we're going to continue on with our 4 views of an object. Next, we're going to draw the isometric drawing. And the number one identifying characteristic of the isometric drawing is the isometric Y. And I'm just going to use CAD to explain that. So let's dig in. So let's begin by drawing a circle. That's not drawing a circle. We'll complete the circle, do diameter. And let's do a 20-inch circle here. So we have 360 degrees in a circle. And the word iso means equal, as we want to divide this circle up into 3 equal angles. So if I take 360 and I divide it by 3, I'll get 3 sections that are 120 degrees. Let's try it. So if I come down here and I'll go south, I've got my vertical line, and I'm going to go ahead and come up here, and I don't know, we'll go 20 and we'll go 30 degrees. And we'll go in this direction and we'll go 20, 50 degrees. So this is my isometric Y, and this is the number one identifying feature of an isometric drawing. Now, how did I know to go 30 degrees and how did I know to go 150 degrees? Well, if I draw a horizontal line, I'm going to draw that horizontal line, and I move it to the center of that isometric Y, which, here I've got my horizontal line. This angle is 30 degrees. And I can measure that. Can I measure angles? Let's measure angles. So here's a new feature on the ribbon, and it's called measure. And so I can hit angle, and the first thing I do is I'm going to hit one part, and then I'll hit the other part. And see, it says angle equals 30 degrees. So 30 degrees. Can I verify that these angles are 120 degrees? Well, let's try that. We'll hit measure again, and I think we're still on angle. So if I go from this leg to this leg, 120 degrees. How about that? So anyway, 30 degrees is what we're going to be working with when we make this isometric cube. And again, our cube is a 10, our square is 10 inches by 10 inches. So let's move this out of the way. And we'll begin. We're going to start with a vertical line. So I'm going to start with a line, and I'm going to go 10 inches. Okay, so here I've got this 10-inch line, and let me move it down a bit just so that all of this stuff will line up. And I'm going to go 30 degrees. So let's draw another 10-inch line. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go 10 inches, and I'm going to put in an angle of 30 degrees. I hit enter. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line, and I'm going to go ahead and copy it. And I'm going to copy it right here, and I'm going to snap it to the top. Okay. Now we'll do the opposite. So I want to go 30 degrees that way. So let's watch something here. If I begin to draw my line, and I'm going this way, and I'm going to go 10, and I'm going to hit tab and I'll go 30. Oh, it went that same way. We don't want that. We want to go the other way. Well, what happens is I have to think like a protractor. If this is 0, this is going to be 180. So instead of going 30 degrees, I need to go 180 minus 30, which is 150. So hit my line, come over 10, and I'm going to go 150 degrees. And now there is the proper line. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I'll snap it up here. And while I'm at it, I'll just go ahead and snap it right there. And I can take this line and I can copy that line and I can snap it right there. Well, it looks like we're getting a cube. I can take my vertical line and I can copy that vertical line and I can snap it here and I can snap it there. And oh, by the way, I'll snap it in the middle and I'll snap it in the middle there. And I can take this line again and copy it and snap it there and snap it in the middle. And I'll take this line and copy it. And I'll snap it in the middle there, and I'll snap it in the middle there. And voila, our isometric cube is done. That was pretty quick. Same deal. Let's go ahead and use the same title that we've been using. I'm going to copy that, make sure my ISO is on, which it is. And I'm going to go ahead and move it right there. And this is now an isometric drawing. I'll double click on there and I will change this word to isometric. Which now it needs to be centered. So I'll right click, hit move, and move it over a little bit. So we've got 3 of the 4 views of this object. Remember, we're doing this 4-square pattern. We have the perspective view, we have the cabinet view, and now we have the isometric view. We have one more view to do, which would be the orthographic projection. Hey, while we're here, we'll go ahead and do the orthographic projection. This is the easiest one of all because this cube is the same on the front, the top, and the side. So literally all I have to do is copy this. We're going to copy this selection and we'll put it here. We'll put it here and well, ortho's not going to let me do it because I'm copying from there. So what I'll do is I'll copy this one. And we'll move it up. And voila, we've got an orthographic projection. I'll just take this and copy it. And we'll move it over here. And we'll change the wording to orthographic projection. And we'll just move all this so that, you know, it is closer. Now, the one thing that we do need to do with an orthographic projection is we're going to have to label the views because we have a top view, we have a front view, and we have a side view. So let's go ahead and put in our text. We'll double click right there and let's put top view. And that is a little small. Let's see if we can make this bigger. We've already put in 0.5, so we'll just keep 0.5, hit OK. And it didn't change. Why did it change? Probably because I hit enter. Let's try this again. 0.5. And just stop. Okay, so I've got my top view. And I don't need it that big, so I will try and shrink it down a little bit. And maybe I can center it. And I'm going to take it off ortho for a moment, and I'm just going to put it right there. And I can copy it. So let's copy. And I'll put it right there. And the crosshair is real nice because it's allowing me to put these things where they need to be, pretty centered. We're going to go ahead and change this to front view. And we will change this to side view. And voila, we've got the 4 views of an object. We have the perspective, the cabinet, the isometric, and the orthographic projection.